don't like the life I live, girl, let's talk about it. Alright, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Let's talk about it. Okay, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm always on the grind. Girl, let's talk about it. Yeah, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it.
Hey.
Yes. What's the biz naives? What is the biz naives? My goodness, my butt dirty man. What they doing over here, man? What is they trying to do with it? Oh my gosh.
Boy, that guy already conceded to the boy. Man,
oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, he conceded.
Hey, I'm trying to see what
you got to change the camera view, man. Press
my gosh. Look what they doing.
You ain't been practicing. You ain't been coming to practice, man.
Bro. You right here, and I got your screen turned. They trying
to practice, man.
Hold on, they trying to play with us today, man.
Well, that nigga don't concede. Yeah, boy, look at him, man.
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Hold on.
Hold on. Hey, who more than yourself to believe in yourself than you? Shit, you hear me? That's an angle right there. I can dig with right there. That's how we need to get the show popping right there. Yo, man. Today's show, 420 Kids Live Direct in effect. Oklahoma City bound to detail. Knowledge is key. Dirty Mac and what's happening. It's all the way turned up. Like Roscoe Dash and this BI. What's going down? Today we talk about the problems and the solutions. Are you the problem or are you a part of the solution? Or are you mainly the problem? That's what today's episode is about. Problems and solutions. Fixing things with minimal effort. Instead of juicing stuff. Is you the antagonist who you see somebody about to fight? Is you juicing them? Man, get him in. Or is you trying to break it up? Are you a peace mediator? We have to have a medium between high-powered BS and you know, just activities, man. So a lot of people entertain high-powered bull spit. But, you know, to find that balance. There we go, man. What's going on, man?
There we go. Godbody.
Tripping out.
Yeah. I don't know what they had going on for a minute. Hey, score business. But hey, bro, great job, man. Great job. We back in here popping, man. Full effect. We about to move mountains. Everybody that's on this ride, we riding together. So we all got problems at home. Everybody got problems at home. Then when you go out in these environments, guess what you run across? More problems. Today, we're going to talk about the reasons for that and actually coming up with solutions. So, hey, big up to my boy Pearly Gates. Hey, man, he sent a dope video this morning. Let's get straight to that.
In this video, I explain how to activate the right hemisphere part of the brain. But what I also want to touch on is why they want to shut it down. And why they want to shut it down is because it makes you more susceptible to the herd mentality. Now, this is what you need to understand. The paradigm is what we're going against. Now, people believed in their worldview for so long, the consciousness that this paradigm has created is what becomes difficult to dismantle. So when new information is discovered that goes against this belief, and the masses even strongly agree with it, subconsciously, they must defend their original belief. Because by accepting this new truth, it would invalidate a portion of their life and identity. So for many, that would be too hard to cope with. So what we're going against is groups of consciousness that can't accept change or new ideas. The people running this paradigm can't give us this information because if it were to come out, it would tip the paradigm and create a shift. People would no longer be able to subscribe with the current delusions. Things would become too clear and the information would reach a breaking point where it would become futile to continue to align with a false reality that has been debunked through new discoveries. If the right hemisphere part of the brain is shut off, then it will blind you. Because if you base your expectations only off of what you can see, then you'll blind yourself to the possibilities of a new reality. And you will be put in a box of expectation that is made from the paradigm. And that is the whole thing that we're trying to get out of right now. Understand the laws of divinity as well as the laws of awareness. No action will come from a non-belief. With that being said, whoever gives you your concepts and your beliefs will dictate your actions. So that's when we say you're brainwashed. It's because your actions are derived from beliefs and concepts that have been given to you. So I live in a state of knowing now because I've consumed so much information. And that is how you break free. And that's why it's important for you to understand the way in a very broad perspective. Once you get that under.
Yo. I mean, with that being said, clear concepts, man. When you're dealing with people who have subjugated not only themselves, their environment has subjugated them to pain. The only thing they can recognize is the hurt. This is where we see a lot of the problems, a lot of division, and a whole lot of things is you generally need to get people out of a place where they can only identify with hurt or being the boss. You know, if people not hurt, they get enough money to where they want to be king of the hill. They want to be boss over everything. Just follow me blindly. I'm going to guide you and lead you to here or there. No, everything and item that you run across in this world could be a piece of the puzzle. Yeah, okay, if this person is right here and they're doing this, they're a piece to the puzzle. You have to be able to see everyone's piece that they play and vital role that they play in order to make the whole picture. The whole picture can't be one being saying, I'm the picture. You know, but we are subjugated in a world where the ones that know everything, they want you to identify with a religious organization, a certain college, a certain frat, a certain hood, a certain mindset, a certain mentality. If we can get you to subscribe to this mentality, it will be almost impossible for somebody to break you away because you think they're taking something from you, or you think that they're trying to be bigger than you. So, you know, I mean, they Dirty Mac, man. I mean, what you get from it, bro? What you think?
That's true, man. A lot of times we got to be bipartisan on issues. Like the majority of African Americans is what? In the political realm. In the political arena, we're overwhelmingly Democratic. Why is the question? You know, we got to think outside the box. It say this in the 48 Laws of Power. It says, do not appeal to truth unless you prepare for the energy that comes with disenchantment, disbelief. So when you're a person who thinks outside of the box, you have to realize that everybody else is in the box. You know what I mean? Or controlled movement or controlled thinking or whatever it is. The media, you know, the religious indoctrinations, the educational indoctrinations. These are all control mechanisms. You know, that's why I often always refer back to the systems over the people, because the systems control and operate the people. You know, so
that way,
hey man, this is about thinking outside the box. Don't focus on the problem. Think about the solution, because most of the time the problems be a people person thing. You hear me? When you encounter problems, hey, what's the fastest way to get streamlined and go to the goal, get to the finish line? You hear me? And that requires working with people. Great things happen amongst the united effort of many people. You might see. Go ahead.
No, you spoke on that, like the finish line. Most people start a race only seeing the finish line. They don't practice taking off to a fast start, or being able to get their breath and really maintain and push a certain magnitude or a certain strength like a horse would all the way until they get to the finish line. Most people only want to be at the finish line already, but they haven't prepared themselves for that journey in between the finish line. So to speak of some problems that I know deep right now, RP to this guy, Bob Lee, founder of Cash App, found in San Francisco, murdered just 2 days ago. You know, stabbed. You know, no one can say that he didn't get killed. And to think about it, there was a law put in place just recently where they say, hey, the Cash App, you know, over $600, it has to be reported to the government. You know, the guy says, hey, I'm not an agency or whatever. Whatever happened, he gets found stabbed to death. You're talking about people that are worth more than we can imagine being found in slayings like they're the gang members or they're somebody else. I mean, you know, some people might say, hey, man, you know, somebody stabbed him to death, whatever. Like, these are not people with gold chains walking around on their neck that's drawing attention. Most of the time you walk around billionaires and you don't even know who passed. You know, this is the truth of the fact. look at Jay-Z when he really didn't have the money. Now look at Jay-Z when you know he got it. You know, this is a known type thing. So the people who know they got it, they're not in a rush to try to make it look like, look at me, I got it. You know, so how does this guy get found stabbed to death? And 4 months prior to this, you know, I almost want to play a video. I'm kind of afraid of the YouTube algorithms, but 3 Bitcoin people, multi-billionaires, very wealthy people, were found murdered as well. You know, we have to look at this and say, how does these people that are pretty much on the wave of cryptocurrency or a cashless society almost herself find up dead, but the dollar bill is crashing? The dollar bill has come to a halt. Absolutely. You know, so you have to look at some of these things and say, is my reality being planned? I caught y'all live. Most definitely. Karmic Dynasty. What's up, goddess? We need to tap in with you too on the immediate.
Tonight we're doing the show on African American marriage. You hear me? Doing the show on African American marriage. We need some queens on there, you know, hey, to get a queen's perspective. But back to what you were saying, bro. American is about networking and creating allegiances with people. You know, you think you're a king of the hill, somebody always gonna try to knock you off that hill. You hear me? You always got to protect your organization. You got to protect your identity. You got to protect the people around you. So isolation is dangerous. It might seem like it's keeping you safe, but it's cutting you off from a vast amount of resources. People are always going to be your most valuable asset. So this antisocial thing that they got pushing on with the social media, people staying in their house, not worried about their families, not networking and creating a networking system. This is exactly what they want you doing. It's dividing and conquer. These are war tactics. We can divide a people and we can control them. Let's divide them on bipartisan. Oh, you're a Democratic, you're a Republican. People don't even know, why are you a Democrat? Why are you a Republican? They don't even know, really, most of the time. She said they, come on, man. You gotta, hey, protect yourself at all times. That's what we're here to tell you.
Man. And this is crazy. This is crazy because I mean I talk about this, but I bump into this often because I don't think outside the box. A lot of people will think that you're attempting to put a spell or hypnotize them because you think different. A lot that the guy just said in the video prescribed to a lot of people. This guy basically says that everybody is controlled in the manner that they're thinking. So if they see you walking in a manner that is not how everybody was walking, you stick out automatically. So when you stick out, nowadays it becomes that you're a fish in a realm of sharks. The person that obtains wealth and has the ability to distribute or help create wealth in the community have become targets. Like, and this could be through any reason. Like if you're around a bunch of homeless people, realize some of those people don't quite know that they homeless yet. They still on the mode, well, I got a pistol on me. I got a pistol on me and I'm close to being homeless. And you, by the way, look like you doing something big. I see you on the internet. It looks like you're doing big things. You could become a victim. You know, somebody try to rob you and they see, hey, you're not the one. You're not going that route. We have to start looking at these things from these programs so we can actually get to the root and then come up with a solution. The only reason why we are not, I repeat that, the only reason that we are not coming up with solutions is because we don't want to deal with our problems. You know, you have couples. It's good that we're talking about couples tonight, marriages, because a marriage is a union. So if you're not being quiet and listening to your wife, realize a lot of women, sometimes they just speak through hurt. And a lot of times as people, we'll be like, hey, man, I'm talking business. I don't want to talk about somebody hurt. But you really see the reason why you can't do business with a person is because how hurt and broken they are. Yeah, they can't think about nothing because they think every person in this world is looking for the next come up off of them. Everybody's trying to do this. And then they start thinking, hey, I'm the boss. I pay people to do this and do that. But it's so reckless just in the way we think and the way our minds actually work because it's all programmed. It's difficult to tell people, hey, we don't eat together in the house. Let's take 10 minutes out the week, 2 times a week, where we all just do a breathing practice together. So then when I tell the kids to go clean up, they don't think that I just fuss at them. They don't think that I'm just operating on a frequency where I'm fussing or yelling, because we breathe 2 times during the week for 10 minutes. These are the psychological programming that we have to learn to do amongst each other to create a union and realize we are all pieces of the puzzle. No person that you run by during the day or at any time is by coincidence. None of it is coincidence.
Especially in African American families. You know, it's not about race, but race is important. You hear me? You see the agents, how they're the #1 businessman in America. They have the highest marriage rate. You hear me? They have the highest marriage rate. You know, they have their #1 businessman in America. The togetherness, they have an economic plan for each other. You know, all of our problems, the solution is Black economics and circulating the money between the community. You hear me? But if we don't place value in people, and we always think that the person who look like me is out to get us, we're gonna run take our riches to their bank. You was just saying something about the people that's trying to raise the money. That's like the rappers. You don't see politicians in ghettos across America. You see rappers messing with the guys. They might call it some gang activity. They always gonna demonize. We was demonized just for being Black. At one point in America, it was against the law to be Black. So take that. We act like things have changed. You hear me? Because but it's the same. So we have to teach self-love, because they taught us how to hate each other. So we have to instill love in each other. So you try to work with the youngsters. And just how many African American families do you think sit down together? Let's eat. We're at the table. We're gonna hold our hands, bow our heads, and pray. Be thankful for this food. Or do we get our food? Daddy in the living room watching the game. The kids in the room playing the game. Mama watching her. You hear me? Just little simple things like eating together. You hear me? Praying together, staying together. So a union, community, common unity. This is what we need to practice, and we got to work on our character traits. That's all I'm saying, though.
Godbody, we got to work on our character traits, and we got to see the fact that we don't see these things is why we prescribe to things like African American or anything we prescribe. Because once we prescribe to it, the moment that somebody thinks outside the box, shout out to my boy Abdul Aziz Cole. Big ups to Gambia in Africa. Man, these brothers they have supported the Bobby movement so much. And bro was the first person to actually change his profile to show profile, showing that, bro, it is love worldwide. So just because the dollar is collapsing, just because all these problems are being thrown at you through the media, does not mean that you have to accept it as a reality. You know, if we let the animals be put in zoos and we watch them die, guess what is coming for the human existence? You know what I'm saying? It's one love. We're a universe. We have to stop this division and believing I'm in Texas, he in Oklahoma. Man, they in Africa, I'm in America. No, bro, we all one beat, one drum, one sound. You know, at some point, I think we're going to have to be pushed to the point where we have no other choice. And that's the only the only thing. Yeah, like this is what I want to say, problems and solutions. We see the problem. We know the solution is unity, but yet and still, if we said, hey, we're going to pick a day this week where everybody in the world they don't worry about spending money. They don't worry about nothing. We just going to walk outside at one time, and we only going to focus on the sun and things around us like a comet's coming and about to, guess what happened? The whole system would collapse. It would go ahead and collapse, and we would see that we have the power to rebuild our own nation. You know what I'm saying? The technology, the medical field, everything has become a corporation.
Hey, real talk.
Oh my goodness, I have to go there. Shout out to Karmic Dynasty, Godbody. Hey, because it's real. People got to fight their character traits, which is instilled in their childhood. People scared to fight the foundation because then they got to question their very being and existence. If that is, hey man, and this is this is where it all goes down to. If you try to tell somebody something, they like, hey, I've been knowing this hurt. I've been knowing all these flaws my whole life, and I know that it's true, but I'm not ready to face it yet. And you can't tell me when I should face my problems. This is one of the biggest issues that we face in our community. You know that you know the issue. You know the issue is, oh, let me say it. I'm gonna take it here because this is the best way to understand this. I was going to a studio about a month ago. You know, it's a Mexican dude, and I want to bring him up on the podcast as well. But he's sitting in the car with his wife, with his lady, and I walk by him and he see the ankh on my neck, and he say, "Man, I used to see that symbol in Mexico all the time." He say, "Bro, we the same people." I say, "You right, God. We are the same people." I look and I say, "We go through all these things, and we've been taught in a manner to make us think that we're different, but we're very much the same people." The dude say, "Yeah, man, I just got out of prison. I've been in prison for 13 years. He said a dude was molesting me since I was 5 years old. Keep in mind, bro, this is a Mexican dude. He kind of cut out. He got tattoos all on his face, and he's here at the studio we were recording. But he peeked me and looked at me a different type of way. And when he said it, I immediately said, brother, you know there's how many men out there in the world might have got raped when they 5 years old, but they scared of the world calling them gay or something, where they would never say what you just said. They would never say that." I say, "Bro, I got to bring you up on the podcast because I admire your strength or being able to face certain things that in other people would make a character flaw. With him, it wasn't a character flaw." He said, "Hey, man, this happened. When I got 18, I seen this person. I tried to kill him. I beat him almost to death, and I went and did 13 years behind it." This is what he said. That adds up. But then you see so many people that hold these type of flaws, they go out and molest another child. They just end up repeating the same cycle that happened to them. So this is big with the problems and solutions. The problems are actually being able to face whatever you've been through in order to see that it's not present. It doesn't presently exist. The majority of people are not homeless. They're not in a financial bad space. But yet and still, they've been thinking that I got to take care of my home by myself. Nobody's worried about my marriage. People talk, keep it in the house. Don't tell people what's going on in our relationship. When it might be somebody who just went through the same thing you went through, they might have the news you can use. They might have something of real nutritional value. But yeah, man, we learn so much not to value the people or things around us, but we all take pride and value in the system that creates the
There
term.
you go, the system. And that's why I always talk about system planned annihilation, which is genocide. Black on black crime has nothing to do with genocide. It's never in the it's in the definition. It's the eugenics program. And there's something special about you that they don't want us to know, you know, because the world is infinite. So why should we ever be limited? Little known facts about 9 ether hair. 9 is a number of infinicy to the highest degree. You know what I'm saying? 9 times 2, what's that? 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9 times 3, 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 9 times 4, 36. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 9 times 5, 45.
9.
It's a science.
Yeah.
Number 9. Science tells you we are dominant people. We are rulers. We are superior. You know, that's not saying nothing down, but we, you know, everybody comes from the African woman, the black woman, as they call it. Every human race is derived. So we are gods of the physical earth. The spiritual earth, we have to connect it. You hear me? But these outside forces, these systems, what is we learning about in school? You hear me? Now people who look like us, in the religious books, people don't look like us. In the schools, the money, the monetary system, it doesn't look like us. So we have these indoctrinations and we wonder why we screwed up. You hear me? Why we don't eat together as a family. Why we look at people upon jealousy and deceit. Why we hate on each other because We are learning from people who hate us still today. You hear me? Now, we're not trying to insult anybody. This is to inform us. And we're teaching self-love. We're not teaching you to hate anybody. You hear me? But we got to love each other and love one another as brother, as mother, as sister, as son, as daughter. You know, so we gotta grow as we go.
We gotta value each other. We gotta see that we are all got here through a portal. We are all here through a portal. See, sometimes this is why I say it can get tricky, because I might not shake people's hands, but then I bump their fist, and a lot of people are like, damn, you know, bro, kind of funny acting. You know, I know he a Muslim or this or that. They'll start putting names on you and calculations on you that you don't even attest to. Like, you don't even agree to. It's just like, hey, you see these hands? These hands are portals. So I don't want to open up my portal on my hand and move energy. Like, you can't.
That's why I touch people's hands and then give them dap. You heard me? Boom. Because I can check their temperature. I'm going to check your temperature.
Yeah.
I can feel from that dap because I'm an energy person. I'm not messing with this dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to the queens. What's up, Brandis? What's going on, sis?
Godbody. Man, yeah. It's a tap in, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to learn to learn the value of each other for real. We gotta learn the value of each other for real.
Absolutely, man. It's imperative.
Man, it's so imperative.
Because as soon as we get educated and riches and wealthy, we're gonna turn around and take all those resources away from our community.
No, for real.
And be talking about look at these motherfuckers. You hear me? Look at these motherfuckers. You done got rich and wealthy and knowledgeable, smart, and you taking all the resources and going to give it to, you hear me? It's the Stockholm syndrome. We always trying to please the oppressors. Man, or are we really trying to build the community? Is we trying to build it up? All we want to do is sit at their table and then wonder why we don't got shit. A beggar nation can never rise to its full potential. You hear me?
Man,
a beggar nation can never rise to its full potential.
Speaking of a beggar nation never rising to its full potential, this is something I have to talk about. You know, rest in light to the Dr. Sabies of the world. All of the political prisoners, freedom, because this is the thing that we have came to at this point we are at now. It used to just be one person, one healer that opened his mouth and said, you know what? I can heal cancer. I can heal AIDS. I can heal obesity. I can heal addiction. There's been people with solutions, but the majority of time, the solution, you end up on a crucifix. If you are the solution in the past, up until this point of era where we are now, the solutions were always the targets. They were the first to go. But now everybody I'm running across is a part of the solution. Everybody in this world that is tapped in, you are the part of the solution. We all know the truth now. It's not like one person has to come around and tell. They might share some energy with you or put something in a different perspective that you didn't think about it in, but you already knew. So the majority of us always know, and we already know. So we have to quit watching one person be the savior or the prophet, because they're just it's gonna be over with for that one person.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna sit around and watch.
This ain't Martin Luther King job. This your job.
No.
It's not Rosa Parks' job. This your job.
Yeah.
You hear me? First off, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe, comment,
and hit that notification bell.
And hit that notification bell.
And definitely so you can be notified on these fires. But you know, this is the thing. The whole thing about it. If a person covers their hair, like my lady Carmen Dynasty, God has put out there. If somebody covers their hair, they are protecting their crown chakra. They are protecting a portal. So you look at it and you think, oh, this person's an Israelite, or and let's say that. I will say that I am real light, an enlightened person before I will say I'm a black person. It is because you prescribe yourself to other light beings. This is now you are saying I am one with other light beings.
And he's doing that. He not disconnecting himself away from black communities, African American communities. He's saying he doesn't subscribe to the title black or African American because it doesn't tie you into a nation of people.
No, yeah, under no circumstance. So if a person covers their crown chakra, it doesn't mean that you need to judge that person or hey, go talk to that person that's covering their crown chakra. Then you might see, man, it's not a Muslim person. That person is more connected to this realm of earth than anything else I might have been ever in touch with. And then when you see that, recognize it, man. I say we have to start seeing the value of each other. We are watching the prophets get crucified, and we think, oh, Jesus got killed like that. It's normal. We normalize weird and we normalize behavior that's not natural, and it's causing this whole. What the system, you know, I can't say whether it collapses or it's going to collapse regardless, but will we collapse with the plan that's in order? I mean, these are the questions I really want to know. So, hey, you know, we put the problems, we threw some solutions out there. Anybody that's rocking with us, man, like, share, comment, hit that notification bell for sure. And we want to connect with as many people as we can on our platform, or anything that we could possibly do to help anybody or help what they have grow. Tap in with us, lock in. We open and moving. Dirty on problems and solution. Godbody, man, what's your closing statement?
The time is now, because the past is gone and the future is not here yet. Although we must reflect on the past and visualize the future to come into this now realm. You hear me? We got to learn from the past, and we got to visualize the future so we can know how to move now. You know, calculated steps. Every move is a calculated step. And we got to build our networking system up. People is your most valuable asset. We have to eat better. We got to get us some exercise, get you some fresh air. Be a part of the world, the environment. Put your feet on the grass, your bare feet. Feel the earth's vibes. And stay around high vibrational people, you know. In closing.
Man, in closing statement, one love to everybody out there. We are all part of this solution. We are going to build this nation together, one way or the other. You know, if you know anybody, tell them to face their character flaws. It's actually not a flaw. It's just holding on to something in the past that's no longer in your present. Your present is beautiful. If you woke up today and you breathing, your present is just beautiful. Your presence is beautiful. So in between that, amen, each one teach one. We all in this together. Let's network, man. Let's raise everything to a high vibration. In closing, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Say you don't like the life I live. Girl, let's talk about it. Alright, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Wanna talk about it. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Can talk about it. Okay, I can shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine.